This acclaimed pianist has performed around the globe and been featured on dozens of recordings. In Moscow, he performed for an audience of 6,000, including President Gorbachev. In Munich, he performed for 50,000 at the Olympic Stadium. And tonight, he will perform Chopin's classic Polonaise. Please welcome an extraordinary musician, Andrew Weitz.
Hi, my name's Andrew Weitz, and found my love for the piano at 17 years old. I've not lost it all the way up to the ripe old age of 62. You know, I love the piano, and over the years, I felt that millions of people who also love the piano were taking piano lessons and studying through the traditional method. The traditional method is wonderful, and I have a great respect for it, but obviously there's so many different items pertaining to it that it scares away tons of people of all ages. I could bring them back if I could create and develop a method that brought them to the fun quicker. So I spent many, many years developing this method and also perfecting it and testing it.
My teacher taught me the traditional method of playing the piano, and it was just really complicated for me at the time. I just stopped playing it after about 10 years old. A few months ago, I met Andrew and have been playing his method, the Weitz Method, ever since then. And I've only had 3 sessions with him, and I've already learned a whole song.
I found that the traditional method and the use of all of the lines and spaces, key signatures, time signatures, the mathematics behind the time signatures. So much attention is given to these items that I can perfectly understand why, whether it's a student of 7 years old or somebody who's 40, 50, 60, 70 and wants to just enjoy the piano, would say it's totally impossible. But it's not impossible, because in the comparison with my method, I discard all of those items. I replace them with items that really make learning the piano so easy, and the results will speak for themselves.
I started to lose my love for piano because no matter what I did, it was kind of always wrong. When I switched to Andrew, I found he was much more fun, and he has a level of strictness too, and that's very good. If you practice a measure, you do it over and over and over until it's correct, but he does it in a fun way.
With the traditional method, because each measure is broken down and he was only allowed to work on little bits at a time over long periods of time, he was really losing the passion for the song and the interest in it, because it really was a grueling process of breaking it down. And with the Weitz method, what's so great about it is that he right away learns a large section of the song quickly. And he gets that inspiration of like, I can play this, I can do this.
When I came in and we started learning the songs, I'm like, oh my God, Mom, he's a really good teacher. I'd like to have him full time. His method is much easier, and it lets you learn the song and get the melody of the song. It really helps. It makes them not want to say, I don't want to do this anymore, because it's much more simple.
I just see such a difference in him that he comes home from a lesson, goes right back to his piano and is playing it. This method it's really changed the way my son has looked at his love of piano and just his future of playing.
Fantastic, boom, high five. When I thought about who could learn my method, I did not want to restrict it to just a certain age group. I have students who began at 35 years old, 70 years old, and the results are all the same with all of them. They get to the fun within 2 or 3 hours. They're playing their favorite songs within 2 or 3 hours. I hear it all the time. I love the piano. I tried to study the traditional method. It didn't work for me. I stopped. And then I like your method. It sounds interesting to me, but I don't live near your studio. And the wonderful thing about modern technology is that we have what's called Skype. So I just want to make sure we're on the same pace. So I'm 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 2, 4, 3, 1. And I have been actually giving Skype sessions for the past 10 years with students all over the world. And when I'm giving a Skype session and the student, I can see his or her piano, I see them clearly. They see me at my piano, they see me clearly. What we plan to do is to introduce the Weitz method to grammar schools, high schools, universities as an additional program that can help students who are interested in music to attain their goals a lot easier, and then transition into the traditional method if necessary. I've seen the joy and the balance that my method of learning the piano brings to them.